views expressed on this program are those of the hosts, guests, and callers, and are not necessarily those of this station, its management, or other advertisers. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.
Everyone, welcome to Angel Healing House Radio. My name is Candy Hough. Through my business, Angel Healing House, which can be found at angelhealinghouse.com. I'm a writer and an author, an international radio host, a Reiki master teacher, and an angel practitioner. My inspirational books entitled Angels of Faith and One True Home Behind the Veil of Forgetfulness, and my autobiography, I Am an Angelic Walk-In, are based on my recollections of our life in spirit, and they help us to remember our divine, eternal natures. Through Angel Healing House, I help people to let go of sadness, anger, bitterness, resentment, and regret that has kept them locked in the prison of the past, and I help them to let go of worry, stress, and control, which has kept them focused on an imagined future. And once they are no longer living in the past or the future, they can start to live in the present moment, which is the only place that they can experience synchronicities, miracles, and magic. As an angel practitioner, I help people to see their lives from a higher perspective with the help of an extraordinary group of angels who call themselves the Posse of Angels. Just like my angelic family, the Posse of Angels, I'm very excited to take some of your calls for that free angel advice. You can call into the show on 1-800-930-2819. But before we get to those callers, welcome once again to Angel Healing House Radio with myself, Candy Hough. And today I'd like to start off with a song. Happy birthday to me, happy birthday to me, happy birthday, Claire Candy, happy birthday to me. You know, it never ceases to amaze me that every time I hear someone say, "Oh, don't make a fuss. I'd rather forget about my birthday," or I don't make a fuss about my birthday as it just draws attention to my age. You know what? I guess if one chooses a limiting view to see their age as any sort of determinant as to what they can do, what they can be, and what they can have, or as to whether they can experience the fulfillment of their dreams, then I can guess that I can see why many people do dread their birthdays. If one has been programmed to believe that with the advancing of age, they'll not be able to live their dreams, then this energetic limitation and lack of faith will be a self-fulfilling prophecy. For instance, perhaps people hate their birthdays because with advancing age, they expect to physically deteriorate and get ill, or that their dreams have an expiration date and can only be experienced when they are young. This astounds me, as I absolutely never equate the celebrating of my birthday with age at all. I choose to celebrate and get very excited about my divine existence. And my celebrations are not just relegated to my physical birth. For you see, everyone, I'm celebrating the God essence of my eternal existence and how unique and special an energy that I am. And believe me, I'm not speaking about myself only. Each one of us is divine. Each one of us is a unique and very singular energy. Now, having died twice, and I speak about this in my autobiography, I Am an Angelic Walk-In, I had near-death experiences at the age of 5, and also when I was drowned, when I drowned when I was almost 15 years of age. And having had this angelic walk-in experience 14 years ago, I've had the good fortune to experience what it's like when we shed this physical suit that we're in, and we return to our essence of spirit. My channeled novel, One True Home, Behind the Veil of Forgetfulness, which, by the way, went #1 internationally on Amazon in Germany, Australia, Canada, and the USA last week or the week before. So kudos to One True Home. In that book, it shares with the reader a very, very detailed picture of what happens across the veil when we leave this physical form and what we do on the other side. In fact, did you know that when we physically cross over, even though we shed this outer physical form that we're in, that out of all the billions and trillions of souls in heaven, other souls can easily recognize who we are by our distinctive energetic frequency that we hold. And there might be similar frequencies held by others, but there is no other matching frequency to ours in any space, time, and dimension that holds our energetic signature and our exact energetic signature. We are all like snowflakes, and in that no two of us are exactly the same. And it is this singular energy that is me, and that is what I am celebrating today. And even though every one of us has this extraordinary, unique, divine energetic essence, it is what we do with it that determines whether we're going to be happy, full of joy, excited and passionate when our birthday comes around, or whether we will choose to put our focus on what we haven't done, what we don't have, or what we regret, and what we're resentful about. Either way, it is our perception that will determine what we will experience. And because birthdays have always been wonderful opportunities to look back over the previous year to see what has happened, what lessons we've learned, or in some cases, what lessons we haven't learned, let's take a peek back at Claire Candy Hough's past year that's led her to this birthday this coming Saturday. Now, this past year was huge for me as I finally let go and succumbed my overly analytical, logical, rationalizing, and justifying Libran brain, I'm a Libran, and chose to break the stranglehold of my limited mind, which was always trying to figure life out, and which just made life so terribly hard and difficult. In this way, I let go of all of the restrictions and the constrictions, if you would, worrying what was going to happen in the future. And I surrendered to the grace of God and the angels, allowing them to show me how to best co-create and how to best dance with life. Now, in this way, I have become so good at hearing the music of God and the angels to help me follow the amazing beat of the universe, as it always knows what's best for me and will always show me the direction to step forward and, most importantly, the divine timing to do so. And you know what? So many wonderful things happened because I surrendered to trying to figure life out, and this opened up opportunities for me to receive the fulfillment of my desires. A massive change came for me in January of this year, 2017. After 5 years of my radio program, Angel Healing House Radio, being on Blog Talk Radio, I was contacted by Transformation Talk Radio and asked if I would join them and bring my program to this amazing platform. Having joined the Transformation Talk Radio team, my show now goes out to 120 countries and can be accessed on over 100 platforms, and they're increasing them. Now, in addition, I now have a wonderful producer. Thank you so much, Justin, for making my life so easy. He produces my show. He allows me the creative freedom to be the talent as he worries about all that technical jargon. And I can tell you, it is a blessing. So thank you, Justin. One of my long-held wishes and long-held prayers came true, and it manifested a couple of months ago, although the vibration and energy for it started more than 5 years ago. Now, 5 years ago or more, after I had written my 2 novels, I began to announce bold-faced and out loud to the universe, I am an international best-selling author. I had the affront and the gumption to say that. Each time I said it as if it had already happened, and I felt such pride in myself and my accomplishment as an author. I did not put any doubt that it would happen, nor did I worry about how the heck this was going to occur. Then last August, on the 888, my book, I Am an Angelic Walk-In, and then on September 19th, its prequel was One True Home Behind the Veil of Forgetfulness. They became #1 Amazon international bestsellers. One in 4 countries and 1 in 5 countries, as I Am an Angelic Walk-In just beat out One True Home and was also a #1 in the UK. Another one of my long-held wishes manifested this year, but in a very different way to what I ever could have expected. Years ago, I created an oracle card deck and then set out to look for an illustrator. Each year, when I found an illustrator that I liked, they would end up being blocked. This illustrator after illustrator ended up being blocked for me for designing my card deck. As the years passed by, I became so frustrated until I angrily said to the posse of angels that if they're going to block every artist, then I'm just going to go off and I am going to illustrate the card deck myself. And I am proud to say that I have finished all of the beautiful illustrations for this oracle card deck, and I'm now in the throes of finding different places and comparing different places to get them printed. This would have never happened had I not been blocked from finding an illustrator for those cards. This was certainly a year of dreams coming true, because with the books becoming #1 bestsellers on Amazon, I found myself in a beautiful recording studio at Deanne Studios in Northridge, California, voicing the narration for my book, I Am an Angelic Walk-In, the narrator's part, and of course, my part, Angel Ariel, for the audiobook. The thrill of hearing my book read aloud by voice actors as they provided voices for the many other characters in the book was absolutely exhilarating, and I simply adored the creative process of seeing my written words take wings to be accessible to many, yet in another form. So it really, really has been an enormous year. And as I am now on the precipice of my birthday in only 4 days, I've tried to get the posse of angels to show me where all of this is leading. They just smile and play it very coy, by saying, "That's not any of your concern. You ain't seen nothing yet," as the avalanche of opportunities and connections to be of joyful service to yourself and to the world will just keep rolling in the most miraculous of ways. And they are smiling and giggling, for they're keeping their cards very close to their vest. But their reactions tell me that they have been putting together magical and synchronistic meetings to best showcase my message and individual energetic fingerprints. And all I have to do is to let go and allow myself to be led by God and the angels. It sounds simple, but until I made the conscious choice to live the quotation that I created, which is, "Let go of the steering wheel of life so that God and the angels can drive you around to all the miracles." Until then, my GPS system had me spinning my wheels and going in completely the wrong directions. Now, in celebration of the amazing wonderment of the celebration of who we are, I'd like to read aloud a poem by the extraordinary writer whose books contain such extraordinary, wise spiritual wisdom, and many adults are not familiar with this spiritual sage, as his wisdom is hidden in the form of children's books. From his book entitled Happy Birthday to You, here is Dr. Seuss's wisdom. And it goes like this. Today you are you. That is truer than true. There is no one alive who is more youer than you. If we didn't have birthdays, you wouldn't be you. If you'd never been born, well, then what would you do? If you'd never been born, well, then what would you be? You might be a fish or a toad in a tree. You might be a doorknob or 3 baked potatoes. You might be a bag full of hard green tomatoes. Or worse than all that, why, you might be a wasn't. A wasn't has no fun at all. No, he doesn't. A wasn't just isn't. He just isn't present. But you are. You were you. And now isn't that pleasant? I am lucky to be who I am. Thank goodness I'm not a clam, a spam, a ham, or a dusty old jar of gooseberry jam. I am what I am, and that's a great thing to be. If I say so myself, happy birthday to me. You know, listeners, it is not true that people stop pursuing dreams because they grow old. They grow old because they stop pursuing their dreams. They stop believing in how beautiful, in how magnificent, and how powerful they truly are, and no matter what age. They stop believing that the magic of life comes from inside of us and that it can be accessed and put into effect at any age and at any time. Not only do I believe that growing old is not mandatory, but that those who hold on to experiencing life through the eyes of a child will never grow up. And this intangible magic inside all of us is easily seen in young children. They allow themselves the freedom to be who they are, to be open and see the world through the eyes of enchantment and wonder. They are filled and fulfilled by living in the magic of the present moment and being connected to the world of imagination and the manifestation of dreams. It's wonderful to see that wonderment in children, and we lose it. And whether you're a Libran and having a birthday in this month, the Posse of Angels wants to share with us that this new month of October is going to be about change, with all of the letters capital, not just the C. After we experience the equinox of September, the energies seem to calm down, and they seem to bring in an air of expectation. So if you felt like there is something on the horizon or some things on the horizon, only it just feels like the dust has settled now, then you would be feeling what the collective consciousness is also feeling. It could be a change in our perceptions or our attitudes, that anything and everything is possible now. It could be a change in a desire or a dream that you wish to fulfill that previously you may not have even dared to think was possible. Perhaps you're feeling the urge to create something. These internal feelings about change are all perfectly timed, because our first step now in creating our desired futures is to revel in imagining, feeling, dreaming, and could be even praying. And the what we will be imagining, well, of course, that will be different for each of us, because each of us is like snowflakes, each of us is completely different. But it will be prompted on what we become aware of, because so much of the world was just not ready to shift. In the past, it seemed like a dream or a project or an idea that we had just wouldn't get off the ground. And many of us experienced a great deal of frustration as we ditched and just abandoned these endeavors along the way. But the Posse of Angels want us to be very observant now and live only in the present magical moment of the fifth dimension, to see what we clearly perceive and are aware of now. And when something comes into your awareness that makes you feel excited, then life is calling you to interact with it and to take inspired action. For instance, I've been trying for years and years to hire, again, an illustrator for my tarot book. Now, this is another card deck that I always wanted to have illustrated. And like my other oracle deck, which I've illustrated, there were so many attempts to hire an artist, which were all futile. I had a dear friend visit from the East Coast, and while she was here, we all went out for drinks, and she invited two friends who were screenwriters to come along. When my husband Pete found out that one of them was a comic book writer, he asked if he did the art as well, and he said no, that he found his artists on the DeviantArt website. Well, when I heard those words, DeviantArt, shivers went up and down my arms and legs. And when I went home, I went on this website. I found a very talented artist. I wrote a proposal letter for a card deck addressing my specifications, and abracadabra, she said yes. Even as I am speaking, she is working on sketches for the first card. And this was over a few days, how easily this manifested. It was easy because I had already prayed and cemented that intention in my heart. And now, with these encouraging, supportive, and interactive energies of October 2017, all we need to do is step forward and interact. We need to believe in ourselves. The Posse of Angels is saying that for each of us, it is like we have spent years and years and years planning the most delicious meal that we could possibly imagine. And every time we were thwarted from eating, and now it's going to be served up for us in limitless possibilities for us to savor and to enjoy. and many of us will not go hungry any longer as we will see the manifestation of the fulfillment of our creative endeavors. Now, the posse of angels wish for us to remember that when you're moving and making movement to that which excites you, you cannot make a mistake. Let me read that once again. They wish for us to remember that when we are making movement to that which passionately and creatively excites us, we cannot make a mistake. So take some time this month to reflect on what you wish to change and those things that you wish you could change in the world, and then go, through your excited interaction, and then watch the world change. We are going to have a quick break, and then after that, we are going to take some callers for those free angel readings. So if you want to call in for one of those free angel readings, you can call in on 1-800-930-2819, and we'll be back in a flash.
Have you discovered the remarkable books at angelhealinghouse.com? Author Claire Candy Hough has channeled rare books of inspiration and insight.
Angels of Faith is an inspiring story of healing, comfort, and hope that reminds us that death is not to be feared, but embraced with joy.
One True Home, Behind the Veil of Forgetfulness, takes readers on a roller coaster ride through Angel Ariel's 5 most important lives on Earth, as well as her experiences in the afterlife, and helps us remember our own journey across the veil.
And Claire Candy's autobiography, I Am an Angelic Walk-In, which details the 2003 soul exchange that took place when Claire Candy walked out of her body and Angel Ariel walked in, creating heaven on earth for herself and others.
To find out more about these wonderful books, visit angelhealinghouse.com today. To see your life from an angel's perspective, book a personal consultation with Claire Candy Hough, Angelic Walk-In Angel Ariel at Angel Healing House. Candy provides intuitive counseling, Reiki, and angel readings in person in Los Angeles or nationally and internationally via phone or Skype. She will channel the practical tools you need to transform your life. Call now, 831-277-3716, or visit angelhealinghouse.com.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Angel Healing House Radio with me, Claire Candy Hough. And we've been speaking about birthdays and how much I adore my birthday, and it has nothing to do with age. It has to do with shining out to the world, this divine, eternal essence of mine that has always existed, always will exist, and celebrating that divine connection. So let's go to our first caller. We have Stephanie from New York. Stephanie, you are on the line with Angel Healing House Radio. How are you today?
Oh, I'm good, thanks. How are you? Happy birthday month.
Thank you so much. And it's funny you should say happy birthday month, because I do say that. I said, you can continue to say happy birthday to me in this birthday month. It's like it's not just relegated to one day.
I feel the same way, because it can go by so quickly, and and why not enjoy it and savor it and spread out your celebrations.
It's true. So how have you been doing?
It's been hard to say. I've been having a lot of bad dreams lately, or for a long time now, and a lot of times they're about Chris, which makes me nervous because, like we talked about last week, I was thinking about we're hoping, I guess, to move in together. Although we're also very concerned, we don't know where the money is going to come from for that move, which will cost more. But, that makes me just, all these bad dreams and bad dreams, like in general, where people are attacking me or, trying to kill me, or bad dreams about him. I'm wondering what that is about. It's kind of scary. And then also if there was, I know last week you said that they said to take action as far as the move. And, we had already applied, so I wasn't sure about that. But those were, I guess, the things on my mind.
And I can see why, because when we have dreams, a lot of us try to read, what is the significance of them, and a lot of times the dreams represent, the way that we feel about things. If there's any underlying fear, if there's any concerns there. What if we move in together and we hate each other? What if things don't work out? What if, what if it all goes south? And all we can do, Stephanie, like I said last week, is just take inspired action when something feels good for us. Now, another thing that the posse of angels are saying is nothing is forever. So maybe this move will prompt something else. I'm not saying that you'll meet somebody in this, when you move in with Chris, but everything is in the meantime. And all of these dreams are bringing up your fears about perhaps things not working out, things going the wrong way. And the more that you can keep saying to God and the angels, thank you for showing me how to be of best service. Thank you for showing me what my next step is. And then all we can do is drop down to our hearts, and then what feels good for us in that moment to step forward. What happens as a result of that is a co-creation between you, God, and the angels. But until you completely surrender and release and let go of those fears, then they're always going to be haunting you on some level about things not working out. Yeah, so let's go to the cards and see what comes out. Okay. 1, 2, 3. The Knight of Cups. Oh, isn't this pretty? Okay. The Knight of Cups is that it's that card of emotional fulfillment. You might be afraid of making a commitment as well. Moving in together does have, sort of an overall theme about being more committed to one another. Instead of thinking about the pluses of that, one might think of, what will I have to compromise, and what will I have to settle, by being with somebody. And a lot of times that could create fears inside of us. So with the Knight of Cups coming up, this feels very much like Chris, and in taking your relationship to another level, and keep saying to yourself, and not what I have to compromise, but what I will be gaining by moving in together. The next card for you is the Empress. And this Empress card is one of, and I think you got this one last week. It's about being fertile. Yeah. It's about, it's a time of creativity. It's actually, what they're showing me is you have done this karmic dance with Chris before, and you're now coming together, and you'll find that with being together, you will feel more creative. You will feel more like you can just let go and allow yourself to receive that open channel to how you can be creative. And they're showing me that whether you were his muse or the other way around, you brought forth some things creatively in other incarnations. And this is going to help you. This is actually a very lovely reading. Lovely, lovely. There's the robin. Actually, that's not a robin. It's a bluebird. The bluebird of happiness is accompanying the Knight of Cups there, which is Chris. And this is a time of great fertility and creativity for yourself. And the next card that's coming in is the Six of that's right, the Six of Swords. It's the Six of Water in this card, and the Six of Swords is moving. So it does show you moving, and also the Six of Swords, Six of Water, which is the Six of Swords. There's lots of movement cards in the tarot, but this one in particular, it's moving to smoother waters. So I guess they said, wanted this card to come out, or you co-created for this card to come out, to give you confirmation, to allay your fears, and to say, all will be well.
That's what I was looking for.
Yeah, all will be well. Now, since it is my birthday, and I will be drawing an extra card from the Oracle deck. This is the Oracle of E.
Thank you.
And this
it's
is
like
a wonderful
the spiritual goodie bag.
Yes, the spiritual goodie bag. Why not? Why not share a little bit of that? I love these cards. They are all they are is a number and then a saying on the cards. They're not traditional tarot in any way. They're just oracle cards, and they pack an amazing punch. And so let's see what the lovely Stephanie gets. This one, oh my gosh, this one is jackpot. That's all it says on there. That's it. That's all it says on there is number 40, which is 4, which is 4 is the number of a stronger foundation. 4 is the number of security. It's about safety, security, stronger foundation. And on this one, it says jackpot. So let me read you jackpot. Do you see dollar signs? They're circling around you like a veritable cyclone. Everything in your aura is pointing to material growth. Do you want to manifest a new place to live? More love, a better job, a new life, maybe a bigger pocketbook. Bingo. Might be wise to make some room now. Start packing. And that's pretty amazing, because last week the Posse of Angels said to start packing. So all of this...
they did? I've missed that part. Yeah.
So all of this is pointing you to the direction of, once you may take this inspired action, then more avenues will open up for you to be creative and fertile in ideas and energies, and I just see it as a very, very positive move. So please allay all your fears, and don't worry so much about what you'll be losing, but put your emphasis on that you and this lovely Knight of Cups has done this in other incarnations before, and all that you'll be gaining because of it. So I hope that's been helpful.
It has, although and I think it's interesting it said jackpot because we entered the lottery, the housing lottery. But so I thought that was kind of funny. But one of the things, though, that's
very good.
Right? It's a nice sense of humor they have. But, the money thing, is a big concern for both of us. And so I don't know if they're also trying to say that I should enter a financial lottery or somehow try to do something to kind of help us feel like we can afford this move too, or, if that's just a coincidence.
Okay, I'm going before, and then I'll go on to the next caller. But I'm going to tell you exactly what I told a very dear friend who is also a client this past week. She said that Spirit wants her to go in a different, not in this direction, in this new direction, and her usual form of abundance has dried up for her. And she said that she has a buffer of money there in savings, but she doesn't want to touch it. And so she keeps praying and pleading and begging for the universe to keep alive this form of abundance for her until this new one takes off. And they're just, Spirit, the angels are so confused when you say this, that you don't have the money for it, because she has a save, she has a buffer, and that's what it's there for her to use. Now, if she's afraid to dip into that, then she shows the universe that she's not in the flow, that she's lacking.
Right, but we don't have that buffer.
Okay. All you can do is follow the inspiration in your heart, is to say, let it go, Stephanie, and say to God and the angels, if we're supposed to be there, then something will manifest like your naturopathic thing, Remember that? How abracadabra, you got more of a credit line. If this is really supposed to happen, then you'll give us the money. If it's not supposed to happen, then we won't have the money. But this takes the onus off of you. I'm 100% serious here.
No, it makes me happy. No, I know it makes me happy because it's like, of course, that something about it brought joy, and sometimes when I'm happy, I laugh. So that's what that was.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So you really are in the driver's seat. So you just surrender it and go, okay. If it's supposed to happen, that'll be great. If it doesn't happen, that'll be great, because it's either this or something better. And it's those vibrations that will keep you in that energetic frequency that speaks the language of the universe. So I hope that's been helpful.
Very, very much. Yes, thank you. And I feel like a kind of soothing in my belly right now, and like excitement and joy that you reignited with that. So thank you.
You're very welcome. Take care, sweetheart. Have a lovely week.
You too. Happy birthday week.
Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
And I love that. I absolutely love that. Thank you, Stephanie, for reminding us all, because I often say that the callers do have their individual concerns, but if we're listening to it and we're divinely led for the information, because we are all one, it's for us all. And for me, especially with my Libran analytical intellectualizing brain, most of the time, and I'm just getting shivers up and down my legs as I speak, most of the time I just have to say, okay, if this is supposed to work out, for the greatest good of myself, greatest good of all concerned, that's fine. If it doesn't work out, not now doesn't mean never, and it's either this or something better. And then I rest in the knowledge that I am a child of God, and that I'm more protected, guided, and adored than I possibly could ever imagine, as each one of us is divinely adored, guided, and protected. All we have to do is open our eyes and let go of that steering wheel, truly, to follow those signs. Let's go to our lovely caller, Beth. Beth, you're on the line with Claire Candy Hough, myself, and Angel Healing House Radio. How are you today, Beth?
I'm doing great, Candy. How are you?
I'm well, very, very well. What's happening in your lovely world?
Well, this morning, as I was starting to come into consciousness, I was shown my book in the window of this huge bookstore, and just like plastered all over the window, and then lines of people, and I felt all this excitement. And then I was shown me walking out on the stage, and this person, I don't know who it was holding my book, talking to the audience, and I was like, oh my God, I was so excited. So, and then whenever you started talking this morning and you said, that you announced I am a number one bestseller, I decided to say that out loud myself for the first time. So you're such an inspiration. It's so wonderful.
Oh, thank you. And tell us, Beth, how did you feel when you voiced those words and you heard yourself voicing those words?
Giggly.
Yeah. Because in feeling giggly, it's like a child. Well, I call it my wiggle. You know, those people that have listening to my radio show for a long time know that I wiggle. I wiggle when I get excited, and then I just go in that direction. And the giggling is an excited anticipation, and you know, it's owning it. It's truly owning it. You know, by saying I am. Anything after I am is like taking a chisel to marble and indelibly etching it or knocking it into and making it, eternal. Our words are so powerful. And after I am a number one, international best-selling author, and then visualizing that, and then letting it go. You know, it's not for us to try to figure out how the heck this is going to happen. It's like, okay, all I'm going to do is own this, and then the universe can then drive that car to make it a reality. And a lot of people cut themselves off from their dreams because then they start to figure out, well, how am I going to make this happen? And when is it going to happen? So you're being shown a glimpse.
I thought that poem that you read was so amazing. I never realized at the end that it said, I am that I am.
Yeah. Doctors, I remember one of the, I don't know whether it was my 9th or 10th birthday, could have been my 11th, but my dad bought me the Happy Birthday to You book by Dr. Seuss. And that's always been one of my favorite poems to read out on my birthday. And birthdays are not about getting older, and it's about keeping that inner child alive and celebrating your divine essence. So it's magical.
It's so true. When you say that, it's so true, because I never feel older on my birthdays. I always feel younger because I feel lighter than I did the year before in my thoughts and in my being. So I never feel older. And I've been celebrating for the last 20 days for my birthday.
I know, it's my birthday month. It's like, let
exactly.
and I say that to the universe. I said, let the celebrations begin. And so all these different things start to crop up in that birthday month, and give me opportunities to celebrate. So, would you like a birthday reading? I know that you have celebrated your birthday. So, happy birthday for September 30th.
Yes, I would love another reading, please.
Okay, all right. Let's go to the cards, have a quick shuffle, and see what comes out for the...
I want to see what comes up from that little vision I had this morning when I was being woken up, if something about that comes up.
Oh, yes. So let's point specifically to that vision of that book. What do they have to say about that?
Well, big vision. It wasn't a little vision. It was a big vision.
Beth, they just showed me them of the posse of angels standing in line with books ready for you to sign them.
Yay!
Yay! They're standing there with their coffee. Their takeout coffee in their hand, and their.
Yeah.
It's very cute. Okay, first. Oh my gosh. First card for you right off the bat is the Ace of Wands. The wands are all about your vision, your ideas, your creativity, and this is the starting of a new career for you, new opportunity to get new ways to get your book out into the world. They're also saying, do not forget your other book.
Okay.
Because on the heels of what's going to be happening with this book, and then for the next book to be brought out as well, and then to build on that momentum. So they're saying, please do not forget and be diligent about writing the second book. But this is a wonderful way to start, and this is a confirmation that yes, it's a new beginning around the book. Second of all, is the celebration card. The Three of Cups is celebrating an event, and this is more confirmation. This is just more confirmation that there will be tremendous celebrations, and all you have to do now. Oh, yes, absolutely. All you have to do now is just revel in the knowledge that you did the work when God told you to step forth and do the work. And it was hard, and it was difficult, and it was, it caused you, yes, all of that. But you were like the little Energizer bunny. You got up, shook yourself off, and then off you went. And you still actioned the voice of God, and how proud they are of you. And the next card is the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups it can be seen as a lack card, but in this instance, they're showing me the vision of summer being swept away, and then fall is going to enter, and 5 is the number of change. 5 is the number of change in how you perceive yourself, and others are going to want to promote and support you in your endeavor. So we'll of course choose a card from this wonderful Oracle of E and see what comes. I'm excited to see what comes up for you in this amazing deck, and you've got. I won't choose another. It's called the F word. Okay? The F word. Nobody likes the F word, but the higher up, the dude sees forgiveness through a different pair of glasses. He knows that everything is going to turn out fine in the end, and that holding on to any old wounds is just postponing the inevitable. Your success is a done. Your success is a done deal. Your bliss is going to happen. The F word is the place to start. Let it go. Forgive, forget, have fun with this, and follow the yellow brick road. Because now, Beth, the yellow brick road is in front of you. And just like Dorothy, all you need to do is put on one of those pair of shoes that you have in your closet, maybe the most sparkly ones, and dance down that yellow brick road, because it's going to be an amazing journey for you. So I hope that's been helpful.
Oh, wow. They brought tears to my eyes. How exciting. Thank you so much. It's so funny. When you said the F word, I didn't even think about forgiveness.
Most people don't. And when I hear the F word, the first thing that I think about is fun.
Oh, you're so cute. Well, I love the F word and all of its glory and all of its colorfulness. Forgiveness,
absolutely.
Fun.
Yes.
Forging forward,
following the yellow brick road. So I'm sending you lots of love.
Thank you so much. Have a beautiful day, Angel.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Love you.
Love you.
Thank you, Beth. Thank you for that. And that just about wraps up the show for today. Thank you to all my callers. Thank you for everyone who's listening. Please remember that Angel Healing House Radio airs every week at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on this lovely home of Transformation Talk Radio. And if you'd like to order my books, that went #1 in 4 and 5 different countries, #1 Amazon international bestsellers. Please go to angelhealinghouse.com or, of course, on Amazon. And as always, everyone, please do allow yourself to dream your dreams and not put an age on it, and to go out and fashion an absolutely beautiful life for yourself. Love, and as always, angel blessings, and I look forward to speaking with you again next week. Take care. Bye.